Good afternoon, everybody. Diane Doyle here with Plant Based Dallas, and it is October here in Dallas and everywhere else, and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And as most of you all know, I had my bout with breast cancer back in 2013, and I think I owe it to myself and all my friends and family every November to say a little bit about breast cancer. And I want to tell you all today ways to reduce your risk for breast cancer and for breast cancer recurrence. And there's four-prong approach, and this approach was conceived by the well-known breast surgeon Christy Funk, who is in California, and she worked hard with Dr. Neil Barnard and came up with this four-prong simple approach that will help reduce your risk. So let's start up with number one. The first thing is we are encouraging plant-based foods. Why plants? Because plants are low in fat, high in fiber, and very high in nutrients, phytochemicals, minerals, etc. So if you eat a lot of plants, you're going to necessarily start dropping your weight if you're avoiding the foods that have a lot of fat, like the animal products and the dairy. So first thing is we need to eat a lot of plant-based foods. And by eating plant-based foods, you're also going to reduce your estrogen levels. Having extra estrogen in our bodies, both men and women, is not good. It damages our DNA, and it also is a bigger risk for cancer if you carry additional estrogen. And you know, with extra weight comes extra estrogen. So we really want to try and eat those plant foods that are low in fat and have cancer-fighting chemicals and nutrients in them. That's prong number one. Choose plant-based foods over the animal foods. And you might ask yourself, well, what kind of plant foods should I choose? There's lots of them out there. Well, I would say that you want to choose the powerhouse ones that are all the cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cabbage, kale, radishes. There's a whole list of all the cruciferous. Find ones that you like and try and eat those. Broccoli sprouts are the number one. So if you have cancer in your family, or you yourself have had cancer or currently fighting cancer, I would be making smoothies with broccoli sprouts and kale and all those good things to try and get those nutrients in to fight your cancer. You know, it's interesting. Plant foods are not only good for fighting cancer, but they're also good for fighting all the other diseases that plague our nation: high cholesterol, diabetes, autoimmune disease, heart disease, and now we've even figured out it has to do with Alzheimer's. So please start eating those plants and start incorporating them into your diet, and you're not going to believe how good you start to feel. In addition to the cruciferous vegetables, you also want to include soy, and there's a lot of misconceptions about soy. Soy produces phytoestrogens that are completely different than the estrogens that are in our body. In fact, soy helps fight cancer and heals cancer, and you want to go with organic soy milk, tofu, tempeh, all those wonderful products. And the other thing you want to do is you want to avoid processed meats. I mean, we already know the science is out there that processed meats do indeed cause cancer. So don't serve them even on special occasions. Hot dogs, sausage, bacon. It's well known that all those processed animal foods cause cancer, and it's not just breast cancer. It causes prostate cancer and so many other, colon cancer, stomach cancer, and even pancreatic cancer. So give up all those processed meats and try and instead incorporate plant-based foods: beans and grains, nuts and seeds. I promise you won't miss those meats once you make the switch. Okay, so we talked about prong number one, which is incorporate plant-based foods into your diet. The second prong is exercise regularly. And if you don't exercise right now, start out by just walking in the neighborhood, meeting a friend or someone who you haven't seen in a while, meet at a track or a park or a trail, and just start walking. We know that exercise helps with weight loss, and it also strengthens our immune system, which can help fight cancer. So it's time to let's get working and exercise regularly. If you're already exercising, maybe start doing a little bit brisker walks, or try a little bit of running a little bit at that time. But find you a support group. I know for me, I work out with a very supportive group of women, and we keep each other accountable. And 3 mornings a week we meet and we give each other support and encouragement to keep moving, keep exercising, so that we can live our best years as we age. So that's prong number 2, exercise regularly. Okay, the third prong, and I know a lot of you are not going to like to hear this, but alcohol and cancer are connected like this. We know that alcohol increases your risk of breast cancer, and for that, for that most part, it also increases the chance of all sorts of other cancers. So I would recommend that you give up your alcohol and instead try some mocktails. There's lots of good recipes, or Topo Chico with lime or lemon. The alcohol is a toxin, and even though our society lives on it and encourages it, it's not good for us. So if that's an area where you can improve, then try to eliminate the alcohol out of your diet. I mean, just 1 glass a day increases your risk significantly. And I'm talking about all alcohol, beer, wine, liquor. It all does the same thing. It damages your DNA and can cause cancer growth to proliferate. So let's give up the alcohol. Okay, the 4th prong is to maintain a healthy body weight. And the most healthy BMI is between, 18.5 and 24.9. And you need to know your BMI. I'm not trying to fat shame anybody right here. I'm trying to tell you that your weight is going to have a direct correlation with your health. And if you've got a good healthy BMI between that range of 18.5 and 24.9, then your chances of getting chronic disease are significantly lower. So there's a BMI calculator. There's one on Dr. Christy Funk's website, the Pink Lotus BMI calculator, so you can calculate. You just need to know your weight and your height. So let's go back to maintaining a healthy weight. The reason we want to do that is because if we're overweight, our fat cells are producing estrogen. And the more overweight you are, the more estrogen you're producing. And we've already talked about we don't want extra estrogen floating around in our bodies. So if you're not at a healthy weight, then you need to look at trying to get there. And what's the easiest way? I'm telling you, it's the plants. The plants, you will drop weight. Just give it a 2-week try and say, you know what, I'm going to try this, what Pat and Diane have been telling me for some time. Let's just do a little experiment. And for 2 or 3 weeks, just eat the plants. You can buy them frozen and just heat them up. You can put salsa on them, but go with the plants and try that for 2 or 3 weeks and see how you feel. Not only will you be feeling better, but you will reduce your cancer risk. You'll reduce your risk for heart disease. If you have heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, those problems are going to go away when you switch to the plants, and so will your weight. Your weight will drop off. So during this month of October, I hope all of you will consider putting more plants into your diet. And Pat and I are so willing to help you do this, and whatever you need help with, you know you can always contact us. Our website is plantbaseddallas.com. You can contact that through us. And on Facebook, on Instagram, we're always willing to help you guys out. Y'all have a great weekend and enjoy this beautiful weather. Get out and go walk with some friends today, and come home and introduce some new plants into your meals. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.